Welcome to this quantum security and defense presentation on quantum weirdness, narratives and conversations about quantum computing, and thank you for being a valued member of our community. Ignacio Desgarzeau is a PhD fellow at the Department of Digitalization from the Copenhagen Business School in Denmark. As a researcher in the management of information systems, his research focuses on understanding and making sense of emerging technologies such as quantum computing. For that, he combines quantitative and qualitative methods for exploring the different perceptions experts and non-experts have on quantum technologies, and how these perceptions might affect the decision-making in organizations. In addition to his work at the university, he is associated with the European Quantum Readiness Centre, where he serves as a virtual scholar with a particular focus on researching the European quantum context for businesses and organizations looking into quantum technologies and how to prepare for their adoption.
Thank you so much, Steve, and thank you, the QSIC Dev, also Anna, and everybody here for having me, because I was very happy when I got the invitation to participate in this webinars, because I think we speak more and more often about quantum, but it's true that the amount of social scientists, as I am, in quantum, we're not that many, and we all know each other. So it's very nice to be here and to share a bit about what I do in research, and also to have a nice conversation with all of you. So thank you for this. And before we start, if you can just write me on the chat, where are you watching me from, just to have an idea of where we are in the world, and also if you are, it's very early or very late in your place. I hope this is going to be entertaining for you. So today I'm going to speak about quantum weirdness in terms of narratives and conversations about quantum computing. And I'm going to speak particularly about quantum computing because that's the main focus of my research, okay? So just a little kind of spoiler alert. As you can imagine already, I'm not a physicist, okay? So I'm a PhD researcher from the Department of Digitalization at the Copenhagen Business School. So I do my PhD in a business school, one of the top business schools in the world, and I'm particularly in the Department of Digitalization, where we focus on understanding how the management of information systems is actually present in different types of organizations. How do we deal with it? How people make decisions of it? Nice, I see people from Latvia, from Hyderabad in India, from the US, from Canada. Nice, very nice to have everybody on board. So as a PhD fellow, so I'm now finishing my PhD program, I look into emerging technologies. Nice, people also from Helsinki, close to where I am, good, or kind of close. So when I'm saying that I study emerging technologies, I look in particular at kind of how these new technologies that come out pushes us into understanding how to use them, how to understand them, and so on. But there is something with quantum technologies, and as I said, I focus on computing particularly, but in general, with quantum technologies, that make that part, the understanding part, particularly difficult. And it's not just because of the technical aspects of it, but it's more of a paradigm change that these technologies invite us to think on. So I like to find analogies and elements that kind of help me develop these ideas. And I'm not sure, maybe you watch it, but there is an amazing, amazing movie that is called Mind Walk. So I'm going to write it on the chat so you can also have it. If you like a kind of more art, cinema, kind of more, not the typical Hollywood movie, this is a movie from the 1990s. And it's an amazing movie where you watch through almost kind of 1 hour and a half or 2 hours, 3 people walking, visiting the Mont Saint-Michel in France, and discussing about many things. And within all these topics they discuss and everything they share, they also talk about quantum. Because if you look at this picture, you have the woman on the left, she's a physicist. Then you have at the center a poet, a writer. And then on the right side, you have a US American politician who just lost the presidential campaign. So they're all in different problems and situations in their lives, but throughout the whole movie, you only walk with them talking, listening to what they say, and discussing about very complex concepts like systems thinking and how actually everything is interrelated. And they speak about quantum at some point and how quantum mechanics also invites us to think in terms of systems instead of pieces that are separated of the whole. And this is really interesting because I think these are kind of the conversations that we need to get into. So my invitation for you today is, no matter what is your background, no matter how much you know about quantum or not, we need to talk about it. And why do we need to do it? Because quantum is weird. I mean, let's face it, quantum is weird. I mean, you want to read about it and everybody will tell you, oh no, don't do it. I mean, you will get more confused than you want. This idea of superposition, of entanglement, and then also it's so weird that even people that try to study it cannot really explain everything, because it's not easy to find any daily example to explain quantum. Most of my physicist friends, they tell me, no, if you want to understand quantum, you need to go to the mathematics. And I said, okay, can you explain me the mathematics with a kind of a daily example? No, I cannot, but I can show you that the mathematics works. So there are these elements that enter in play that make it difficult. Nonetheless, that doesn't mean that we need to accept it like that. This is the stage we are in now. So what we need then to start moving away from that weirdness and embracing that weirdness to make it understandable is to talk. We need to have conversations about it. And today I want to talk about a particular kind of element that are the conversations that help us navigate the weirdness, or at least they should help us navigate the weirdness.
You can join the QSEC Dev community to watch the full version of this and over 80 other lectures on quantum technologies, attend events, receive free training and more. QSEC Dev is a users community working to forward quantum secure communications. Find out more. Google quantumsecuritydefense.com today.